Hey, I just want to say, thanks for, having me, because I didn't have to pay no copay at the door, and I get this whole therapy session like about my father and my daddy issues. Watch me get a bill from Trackstarz like later on.
Yo, this is your man, Kristen Gray. You in the field with Trackstarz.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, SEANTANA, DJ Jeremiah. What's good?
All right. You can join the Trackstarz universe. The official Trackstarz universe is now open. You can join the Facebook page. You can also join the universe page. It's just basic, but we want you to become a member, right? So the monthly membership, we want you to become a part of that so you can get the exclusive line for line round 7, and also other opportunities to hear new music first off when you're in the official Trackstarz universe. All right.
Again, potential spoiler warning. This is a Black Panther day for us. So we haven't done this segment in a while. This is the Wire. Would you rather? Okay. So we have a couple that we have planned for the future. It was a dry spell for a while. We totally ran out of options. Yeah. But we came up, especially for this one, we came up with a couple. Yeah. So first Wire. Would you rather be from Wakanda or Zamunda?
I think that's an easy answer.
What is that?
Zamunda. Wakanda. You want to know why? You want to know why?
Yeah.
The gadgets, bro. Yeah. Come on, bro. Those sneakers. Come on. If all I had to do was step on some things, then pop. Come on, bro. Nah, I'm just kidding.
And this is also partly what movie resonates with you more? Is it Coming to America?
Coming to America.
Well, Coming to America,
Black
obviously.
Yeah. That's part of it. What family would you rather be? What family would you rather be in?
I'm gonna throw a wrench in it, man. I could see myself wanting to be from Wakanda, but let me because of the technology. Technology was dope. But what I'll tell you is this. With Zamunda, there was one kingdom and they were united. Instead of 7 kingdoms, you're doomed to have fights. Yeah. With 7 kingdoms with so much power, and power is addicting. Yeah. And so at some point in time, they showed it on there. They always had the one tribe who was standing out and not happy. Yeah. And so with 7 different kingdoms, over time, something's gonna go wrong to get that power, man. Especially as more people start to learn now that Wakanda actually exists.
Oh man, it's gonna be bad.
Zamunda, man, we just love each other, man. We eat well.
And it was beautiful.
American girl.
You also wanted him to be your dad. Like, I wanted him to be my dad. Like, that's what I wanted. Because I got daddy issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about in Zamunda. I'm talking about I wanted the king to be my dad.
He was awesome.
Right. I mean,
I see a long-term peace strategy with more of an opportunity for a long-term peace strategy out of Zamunda. So I like peace, man. I'm a peaceful brother.
What you think?
Technology, Wakanda. We wouldn't know what Zamunda. I mean, it's rumored that it's gonna come in America too. Is happening. So we may
now.
We may see what Zamunda looks like now. Right. But I think if you had to compare it, I think you would want to live advanced because Zamunda, like you said,
But again, this was you don't know where Zamunda is now. This was in the 80s.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have vibranium because they came from up there.
It's not.
They'd have a lot of technology, but not vibranium technology.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
No, I'm still sticking with Zamunda. You know, for one, real life can happen, right? So that's one thing. But also, this part of this Wire does talk about what movie do you resonate more with, Coming to America or this? Like, what was better entertaining for me?
That's a tough. Is that a tough choice?
Coming to America is much more.
Depending on who you talk to,
it's pretty tough, man. Coming to America was. I don't know if it got as much support pre-release that this one did, but it was a big culture moment for us. I think
it was.
It's a classic.
It was. I mean, it was just funny. It was all around just a classic movie.
But just the way they presented the kingliness of James Earl Jones, is that who the king was? He felt like
Darth Vader,
your king. Just like it just felt right. The whole thing about him trying to find his son, and then the wife kind of being like, it's okay, like there's the whole dynamic of him. That whole it felt.
But he
really
was rude though. Remember the part? I was talking to my son. Y'all can wait.
But you know what? It's interesting because
priorities.
The class, right? Yeah. The class of royalty it sticks out in both movies. Right. In both movies, it's really
Black
refreshing.
Royalty,
it's really refreshing.
And that's one thing we didn't really cover. The other theme is that the whole aspect of this is what an untouched Africa could have been.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's what excited people the most. Is like, man, imagine First of all, imagine if the different tribes in Africa were one, like you're saying. But imagine if they were untouched, because they had so many resources that everybody wanted what they had. Same like vibranium. And what if Africa could have just been its own thing, right? And like protected for all these centuries that have passed. It just looks like, man, this could have been us. You know,
I may go towards Zamunda, because then Wakanda, you had to hide Wakanda.
Yes.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Nobody knew about it. It looked like a third world country until you got deep into it, and then it was like you know what I mean.
That means you can't leave.
Yeah.
But they left Black Panther.
He left.
Didn't he have an American degree?
He did.
Yeah. But somebody else left too. I mean, the king left. There was people who it looked like they could go freely. I don't think they were trapped there.
But it would be like, you know how we like to brag. People like to brag where they're from. Right. You know what I mean? So if you like, I'm from Wakanda, and you look at it, you be like, nah, player. You know what I mean?
You gotta suppress everything.
But you know what? Cool. There is something, I like secret greatness. I'm not a flashy person. I like knowing that I have greatness that you can't see.
Yeah,
I don't mind that. Huh? Smug. Yeah. I don't mind that. I don't like, you know, the smirk he gave. I don't know if you guys stayed for the end of the extra scene.
I did.
You know the smirk he gave when they were like, "What can you offer us?"
Yeah.
I love that. I love knowing that. Oh, you
don't know our potential.
Yeah, you have no idea what we can do. I like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. Of course, I would probably, if you made me, I would live in Wakanda just because of the technology, and it looked beautiful. Like it looked really, really good.
Yeah.
But there was something about Zamunda that, just as a kid, I think the kidness in me is like that. Was just looks so awesome.
Yeah, and then also too, I don't know how correct I am in this or how incorrect I could be, but also the culture, right? Like taking the Black Panther powders and things of that, or that juice or whatever. I was against that when I watched it in the movie. So if I was against taking the Black Power, the Black Panther
power away.
Yeah,
really Christian.
Whatever that was.
The Black Power juice.
Yeah, Black Power.
The Pantherade.
Black Panther.
Three coming soon.
I was against that, right? So there was a lot of
mysticism. Is what
in that movie. Also in religion, right? That I was just like, I probably would rather take my chances with Zamunda.
But Zamunda, they weren't Christians.
Yeah. They don't have to be, but it just had to be. It had to be the perception of what I saw. You know what I'm saying? From one movie to another.
We're gonna catch on to that later.
All right, second half, and this we kind of touched on this already. Who do you relate more with, T'Challa or Killmonger?
Easy for me, T'Challa.
T'Challa.
I don't think it's safe for me to answer. But I'm just playing. To be honest, Killmonger. And the reason why, and look, I'm not going to claim that I know anything about what it means to be black. I was a minority in my area. That's how I grew up. Explains who I am. Okay. However, just because I can relate from what I experienced doesn't mean I know anything about it personally.
Yeah.
But I can relate to not knowing where you're from, especially with having, like I said, I got daddy issues.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He's gone. I got no answers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I also can't trace myself anywhere.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
And the question isn't who do you like more. It's who do you relate to more.
T'Challa. And the reason I say T'Challa is because I'm a strategic thinker. I am a person who doesn't operate on emotion. And so I would never be Killmonger because he operates on emotion. He's juiced with emotion.
Yeah.
And so for me as a person, I'm like, hey, I know the benefits of thinking things through. I know the benefits of, I always describe it like this. When you watch those National Geographic movies and the successful hunter lion, it's the one that has the patience enough to sit in the high grass and sniff the breeze coming in from the west and then make his move. It's the one the cheetah that runs out there and runs out of gas and never catches the meal. Yeah. I can't do that. So I
mean, if you're not looking at the backstory, then yeah, I mean, of course, it's the obvious choice. You want to be pastoral about it and stuff.
I do also think though the struggle with, they both had Killmonger didn't really have a father struggle, but T'Challa did. Having to go against your father and realizing that your father made mistakes, that's hard. Yeah. That's hard to do. And the way he handled that, and like he had respect for his father, but he was like, I'm not doing this. I think that's relatable. But I do the hard thing with Killmonger is his argument wasn't completely wrong. And I know last week we talked about how this had nothing to do with the Black Panthers. I really mostly said that because I didn't want to spoil the movie. It did have something to do with the Black Panthers. The philosophy of Killmonger was closer to. It was in Oakland. There was a reason why it was in Oakland because that was where Black Panther started.
I missed that.
Yeah, that's well. It's also where Coogler's from, but that is where the Black Panther Party started. So they were alluding to the philosophy of the Black Panthers.
It was after the Black Panthers because that was like the 80s because you had a Public Enemy poster on the wall.
Of course, yeah.
So but you could tell he was influenced.
I'm saying that the movie was alluding to the Black Panthers.
You're right.
Yeah,
he was influenced. He wasn't a part of it.
Right.
I guess that's a good distinction.
But now, so what you have to grapple with is what was he right about? They did abandon him. Like that was wrong. They shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
They killed his father. They shouldn't have. I mean, he was a traitor. Okay, but
self-defense.
Yeah. I guess I don't want to say they shouldn't have done it because he caused the problem.
Yeah.
The third time I watched it, I was like, man, I wonder if he could have done something differently. Like he stopped the bullet. Did he have to actually
always
get him? You know what I mean? Is there another way he could have done it? I don't know.
When I saw it at the beginning, and then when I saw it again at the end, and I related back, and I was just like, they had the opportunity to give him a better life. You know, even though they killed his father. Yeah, even though they killed his father.
Remember, they're trying to hide the fact that the king's brother was a traitor. They didn't want anybody to know that.
I know, but he's 8 years old.
Right.
He's 8 years old. You bring him back, and you train him up differently.
Yeah, he was still young enough to brainwash.
Yeah.
He was young
but
enough
how do you
to
explain him? How do you explain him? You would have to explain him.
Your father was killed in war. He was killed in an accident.
And you tell everybody back in Wakanda the same story.
Whose kid is he?
He's the princess.
Who's the mom?
Huh?
Who's the mom?
All of that didn't matter because he was saying that was an embarrassment. They weren't going to talk about that anyway.
They would have asked.
They could have Moses the situation.
They could have, but I mean, you didn't have to say anything. You could have said, "This is a young boy. We're raising him up in the kingdom as one of our own."
But again, I think what what his anger was understandable, and I think that's what made him such a good villain. Is that I do think a lot of people feel the way he feels.
So, question for you, because this is maybe something from the comic, then I just need to know it for myself. The lip thing, when you can identify that you're from Wakanda, how does that happen? Is that something you're born with? Is it in the bloodline?
No, I think they give him.
They give you that.
I think because he said, "I gave you a key, hoping that you would be able to go one day." Okay. I think he did it to him
because he gave it to his son.
I think that based on my reading of it, I think it's not natural. I think they give it to him.
Okay, because it kind of made me wonder if you had to be in Wakanda to receive that. You know,
I
what
think
I mean?
his dad did it. Whatever you do to make that thing happen, I think his dad did it to him.
Mm-hmm.
He had vibranium.
So. I think the other three of us got lost on that one.
You know what I mean?
I don't think we'll ever know what the intent of the makers were.
Yeah.
We'll probably never know.
So
do our research.
So T'Challa is the consensus just because we're Christian.
I probably.
I said Killmonger.
Yeah, he did say Killmonger.
No, there's a lot about T'Challa's life that I like better.
Yeah.
You know, just the whole royalty aspect and having your life in order. I like that. I like that better.
But I think for Killmonger, he went through a lot to find who he claimed he was, or for some people find out who he was through that whole process of him going through. I would love to see a short on his life, like a backstory, because you've seen him as a
he was an MIT grad or something like that. He was killing it.
Yeah.
But I think what a lot of people relate to him more than they want to admit, because he couldn't forgive. He had revenge in his heart, and a lot of people do.
Yeah.
They want revenge, and his whole life was motivated by revenge. And there's been moments in my life where I could have been motivated by revenge. I remember when we left 1079.
Yeah.
And I was an intern, and I wanted to get the position of graphic designer, and they didn't choose me. Yeah. And the original thought, my first thought in my mind was, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna buy this building. Like that was, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you that you made a mistake about me. And I think a lot of people they use that, it fuels them.
Yeah.
But I had to decide, I'm gonna do that without that motivation. I don't need to revenge as my motivation. My motivation is to do great for God's kingdom, not to get back at these people. I think a lot of people are motivated by revenge and do relate more with Killmonger, and they shouldn't.
You know what else I identify with going against Killmonger was when he stabbed him, right? I think it was a stab, it was a stab. And he was saying, I can still save you. Meaning, like, I want to make peace with you, but you gotta live according to the Wakanda way. Like, that was, to me, that was big for me. Seeing that.
You say all that though.
No, I'm saying, but that's what it symbolized to me. Like that.
He would have been in jail.
He would've been in prison. That's what he said.
He wouldn't live
That's what he
with
said.
anybody.
Still
He even
saving
said
them.
that.
He was saying that
That's
I
what
didn't
I
want to
didn't
be in
understand.
prison, right? He said something about I don't
Yeah,
want
he
to
didn't want to be in bondage.
Yeah, bondage. Yeah.
Why would he be in prison?
He
Challenged
He's a
led,
terrorist.
he led a revolt. He
killed
caused a
Uncle.
civil war. He resulted in the death of many more people than they should
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
A lot of people died.
Alter mind, forgiveness. Hello.
Yeah, I feel like
That
I
wasn't
made up
the
a
Wakanda
line.
You could be forgiven in prison.
I feel like either I made up a line or I felt like it should have been a line there. Was there? Walk me back to this.
He said that about his ancestors. He said, "I'd rather be free. I'd rather be free
I'd
in
rather
the
be
war,
dead
dead in the
than-
water
yeah.
with my ancestors than free in bondage."
Admiral.
Okay. All right. So to me, was there a point where they were trying at the end of the movie when that happened that they were trying to show that they could come together?
I think
Killmonger and Black Panther.
Yeah.
I think
No, I
he
just
showed
think-
him like
I
at
think
the sunrise.
He was showing him grace.
Yeah.
And I think he was
Exactly.
showing that
Okay.
we could heal you, but it's not like you're going to be walking around with us chilling.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of consequences, including Get Out. There's going to be some consequences to the way he.
we
You
need,
notice?
we need to know his
He
name,
named
bro.
him Get Out.
You
now.
notice-
He's officially named Get Out.
I actually like him. He was great in Black Mirror. He's an amazing actor. But did you notice he was not at the council meeting at the end of the movie? When T'Challa walked back in to the room,
He
it
locked
was
up
it
too?
was M'Baka that was in his.
he was
place.
dead too.
Who
No,
was dead?
no.
So clearly there was a consequence to his action. He's
Yeah.
in jail or something. So there's definitely not going to be just some kumbaya. It was going to be you in prison. So he decided not to deal with that.
Well, let me ask a question about the missing father aspect. With Killmonger's father being killed and him dealing with the pain of not having his father around for all these years,
Yeah.
do you think I know the killing of his father was one thing, but do you think if he would have had some type of male influence to say, "Hey, I got you"? Remember, he talked about I've been bounced around from place to place.
Yeah.
And so, do you think that was a message that we're supposed to get, that the loss of a father affects the child?
Absolutely. I mean, you saw the only time he showed any like emotion was when he went to the ancestral plane thing and saw his dad.
Right.
That he cried. He didn't even, based on what they showed us, is that he didn't even cry when he was a boy.
Yeah.
That was the first time he responded.
real,
that
too.
way. Yeah, like
Yeah.
he responded like, and this guy who just bullied his way into this thing is crying. Like, you could tell this is his problem.
Right.
This is he never got over this moment of his life ever.
Now here's a question, real quick. I'm sorry, bro.
No.
Like, do you think at the end when he brought all that stuff back to Oakland, the buying and all like that, was to not create another Killmonger?
I don't think that is up for grabs, but I think
Sure.
he's answering what Lupita wanted. Like, we should be helping other people with this.
Yeah,
Like,
no, but what I'm saying was I understand that part, but was another thing was like we create these situations, we give people education, we give them something so that they wouldn't have to become like a Killmonger. Like, that's just the question I'm asking.
I don't know.
Maybe his
I don't know
character is
how
a little
that
bit
connects.
more complex than just having that element being a part of it. It probably not even. That's probably why you're having it. Probably
There was
disconnecting.
more to Killmonger. Like, he was trained to do some of the stuff he did. It wasn't like that boy went and started murdering people.
No,
Like,
no.
He was trained by the CIA.
Maybe
No,
we don't
no.
know the origin.
Yeah, we really
But
don't.
what they said, he was in the CIA. They taught
just
him
kidding.
to burn in whatever. So like
Right.
some of that was training. It wasn't just like his natural.
No, but I'm saying, like, even as sometimes growing up without like a father figure, you may have those places you can go to, like a community center or something like that, where somebody can look after you and stuff like that, so that you won't go down that path that he went down.
You mean destructive, not
Yeah,
Killmonger, because
yeah,
that was
yeah.
very specific.
We can never decide what someone is going to do for themselves. However, we can be more aware of our surroundings. I think that's the only thing you can take of it. I mean, it's the natural sense. There's nothing that we can do to stop anyone from doing anything. We just got to keep doing better at ourselves and try to,
I do think the movie was trying to say that for the ones that don't have good father figures in their lives, Black Panther can represent what goodness and a strong man is to you. That's why the boy went up to him. It's like, who are you? Because that was foreign. Basically, what they were trying to say is that it was foreign to him. So this is, if you don't have it, I'm gonna be that for you.
Yeah.
So I think I see what you're saying, but yeah.
insert salvation prayer right there. Yeah.
Hopefully. Right.
Hey, I just want to say thanks for having me, because I didn't have to pay no copay at the door, and I get this whole therapy session like about my father and my daddy issues. Watch me get a bill from Trackstarz like later on. Y'all better not contact my insurance.
All right, man. Let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Wright to SEANTANA, DJ Jeremiah. Lay up.
Hey guys, Miracle here. Thank you so much for watching that episode. Make sure you go below, like it, subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you follow us on all forms of our social media. Also, check out our website and be sure you spread the word. We'll see you next time.
We know not what we doing. Screw that, they know, let them have it, do it. Okay, I'm erratic, prove it. Never mind, got a mind that'll wind up with me in a lineup behind bars with these bars. Okay, my time's up.
Team Freedom.
Yeah.
We not through yet.
All right.
Trackstarz Music presents.
Turn my volume up. Turn me off.